So there's a pretty big problem with the Black Clover anime. I'm talking mainly about episodes 3 and 4, but also the anime as a whole up until this point. Now, with episode 4, I feel as though it's breaking away from the mold of what episodes 1 through 3 did, but nevertheless, it's still somewhat of a problem of what they did with the first 3 episodes, but at the same time, it's not necessarily a problem. I'll explain. Episodes 1 through 3 essentially covered one chapter of Black Clover. Now, if you've been following my videos, you know the last Black Clover related video I made was the fact that it's been greenlit for, seemingly anyway, 51 episodes. 51 episodes, a lot of episodes. So what I'm thinking, what possibly happened is they realized, holy shit, that's a lot of episodes. We'll catch up with the manga really quick. Because in case you don't know, the Black Clover manga is very and extremely, especially in the beginning, fast-paced. It goes from like chapter 1, I believe chapter 1 ends already with him getting his grimoire and shit like that, if I'm not mistaken. Like, yeah, it's really, really fast paced. And then chapter 2, so on and so forth, it goes into like a lot of different things. So it's really fast paced. With what they've been doing with the anime, again, that's ridiculously slow, you would normally think. And to be fair, yeah, and maybe some people are even getting bored with it. Like, you know, episode 3, again, they just now, at the end of episode 3, get to, you know, the exam, so to speak. You know, they arrive at the palace so that they could go and take the exams to become a magic knight, which again, a bit ridiculous, but I do have to defend to a certain degree what the anime is doing. Yes, it does come across as like, what? Because ideally nobody wants filler in their anime, right? Filler just feels like, oh, it's a waste of time. But because the Black Clover manga is so fast-paced, I feel as though what they've done with the anime for the first 3 episodes, and we'll talk more about episode 4 in a bit, but I feel as though it fleshed it out more and allowed it to not just be wham, bam, bam, because with the manga, again, it goes so quick and it kind of misses out on building up the characters and shit like that, especially in the beginning. But what they did with the anime, spreading shit out, adding these filler bits that also gets you a little more attached to the characters and their origins and shit like that, I think it was kind of good. I mean, yeah, it does feel a little sluggish, and if you're a manga reader, going back, you're like, damn, 1 chapter for 3 episodes? What are you doing? It is a little bit annoying, but I do think it was for the better of the series, the better of the storytelling, because with Jump's motto, the reason why Black Clover manga, in my opinion, did that so quickly, like, you know, you just wham, bam, bam, is because they start off and they don't want to get canceled, so they throw shit at the wall really quick so that they can move along and get people to actually give a shit. With what they've done with the anime, I think it's somewhat of a good thing. Yeah, it is a little bit slow. Yeah, it's a little ridiculous. It took 3 episodes to get to chapter 2, but it did add more to the characters and the story and more to giving a shit about them. Like, you know, a lot of people don't give a shit about the Black Clover characters in the manga, especially in the beginning, because it's like, why should I? It's so quick. I think the anime did a good job with that, so I will defend it as much as a lot of people are pissed off about it. That's just my personal take on that. With episode 4 though, which again, I guess let's clear off episode 3. For the most part, they got to the exams. There was a lot more of the rivalry between Yuno and Asta and them kind of racing and shit like that. I feel as though, even though it's kind of contrary, but it does feel like a little bit of a dick move that the father from the orphanage is like, yeah, Yuno be fine, Asta will come back. I mean, granted, he's doing that because he really cares and worries about Asta, and he kind of just wants him there because he's gonna miss him. But he does come across as like, I don't give a fuck about you, bro. Like, I got no confidence in you. I don't care. Like, you're gonna come back here. You are crusty. So I was a little bit like, you're a dick. But we also get to see more of Asta and Yuno training. And the one thing that, because, you know, a lot of comparisons constantly with Black Clover to Naruto, you know, one thing that breaks away is the fact that in Naruto, which, you know, Asta and Yuno get compared to Naruto and Sasuke a lot. The difference, I would say, is that you see Asta and Yuno both trying really hard. In Naruto, Sasuke didn't really try that hard. He was just more so, hey, I'm gifted. I don't gotta do shit like that. And Naruto busted his ass. Even though Yuno is very gifted, you know what I'm saying? He's been with incredible power and shit like that already with the grimoire. He's still trying really hard as well, which is going to make it very difficult for Asta to catch up to him. Because normally, if the hard worker can, you know, really go hard and go twice as hard, then he can catch up to the lazy or not as hard hard-working, gifted person. But if the gifted person is trying just as hard as the non-gifted person, it's going to make it interesting for the person that's, really struggling to surpass or even catch up to that person because they're trying just as hard and they don't even need to. So kind of interesting there that separates Yuno from a Sasuke, so to speak. And also, they have more of a camaraderie. And even though they're rivals, you can see a little bit of a friendship there. Yuno tries his best to keep it as rivals, but you can see from time to time he does genuinely care, especially from the backstory of they grew up together and whatnot. You can see a difference where Yuno shows to a small degree that he cares a lot about Asta, opposed to like Sasuke was like, get away from me, dweeb, your breath stink, get the fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like Sasuke was a dick to Naruto the entirety. You can see a little bit of a difference with Yuno. But again, episode 3 finally gets to the contents of chapter 2, and then episode 4, best episode of the series thus far in my opinion. A lot of cool shit, art and animation, especially when Asta pulls out his grimoire. Like I was like, yo, cool shit. But also we get to see the exam part, the classic exam, which is again one of the things where I say Black Clover does what a lot of series have done before. Hey, we got the entrance exam, so to speak, which is like the Chunin exam, the Hunter exam, the Hero exam, the Magic Knight exam, or whatever the heck they call it now. We've arrived at that particular portion. A little bit of filler in the beginning, I believe, too, seeing the scenery of the kingdom and shit like that. But again, it's good for, it adds more of the world building, because again, in Black Clover's manga, it's just like, let's go, let's go, let's go. So the anime is adding extra pieces. The art and animation is gorgeous, especially in episode 4. Again, like the main thing that stood out for me was when Asta pulled his sword out of the grimoire and shit. That 360 shot was amazing. I will say in episode 2, Asta's voice was very, very calm. Episode 3, it was so annoying. Oh my god, it was worse in episode 3 than episode 1. And episode 4, it was pretty bad too. Like that's still something, but I do like the fact that they actually did an in-universe joke about it where Asta says, all I've been doing is yelling up until this point. I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, can you guys please change that? It is really, really, really annoying. That is one of the biggest downfalls of the Black Clover anime as of right now. Everyone is unanimously agreeing that Asta's voice is so annoying, and it goes back, and I think I mentioned this in my episode 1 review, it goes back to Beelzebub. One of the things that really annoyed people was that the baby kept on like Pikachu shocking in every episode, and it started getting annoying. Asta's voice is like fucking drilling I don't even know, a python through my goddamn ear. It's like, please Asta, stop already, shut up. We also got in episode 4 the introduction to the Magic Knight leaders. I can't remember their fucking name, the captains if I'm not mistaken of the Magic Knight groups or whatever. We got, I believe it was Yami, which I will talk a little bit about that Yami, bro. Like Yami, we got Vengeance, we got quite a few different people. I think there was a guy named Gordon if I'm not mistaken, the dude that looks like Marilyn Manson. Like we got to see quite a few of the captains. I don't think we got to see the Magic Emperor just yet, but we got to see a lot of the captains and they're observing things. We also got a little bit of a setup where there's that girl hiding in the shadows, and we see Nozzle, I believe his name. I'm terrible with the names or whatever, but I believe Nozzle comes. So it's a little bit of a setup that there's some sort of connection with that girl to this royal captain, you know, this captain of the Magic Knights or whatever. So interesting stuff there. I will say, comparing to the manga, they did change a little bit, because Yuki Tabata, one of the things that I praised him even before Black Clover with his prior series, Hungry Joker, was he had a very distinct art style that I loved. Nozzle looks a little bit different, so I was a little bit disappointed that he didn't stay true to exactly how he looks in the manga. They had to animeize him up and shit like that, so I was a little disappointed with that, but that's a very small nitpick, because other than that, the episode was pretty bomb. We get to see classic thing of like, you know, a weakling, everybody's doubting him, and he's like, nah, motherfucker, and he pounds that dude to the ground that was trying to, you know, essentially use him to get to the top and to look good and shit like that. We got the introduction to one of my favorite, if not my favorite characters, and you will see more as time goes on in Black Clover, Yami. He's a captain of one of the Magic Knight groups, and is like, I love that dude. You see, he was getting ready to kill Asta right there. He's like, bro, you in my way, you bump me? Who the fuck? Like, I love me some Yami, so cool shit there. Again, episode 4 of Black Clover, best episode. Does it break the mold? Hells no. It does an exam thing like we've seen in every other shonen anime. A lot of tropes in there. I did think it was funny that they added that in-universe thing of he just keeps fucking yelling. His voice was really annoying. Art and animation was really good for episode 4, so a lot of twists and turns, but best episode so far. Really cool shit. I honestly would say I give it a solid, we'll go with the 8, because I felt as though it was very good for an introduction. It just just didn't break any new ground, and that's what Black Clover is going to be for a while. I can honestly say probably all of season 1 is going to be the same of like, didn't break new ground, but it was pretty good, or good for what it's trying to do. It's using a lot of the tropes you've seen in so many different shonen, and sometimes it works, and this episode it definitely did. Seeing Asta and Yuno, and Asta overcoming shit yet again is like, yeah, he can't do, 4 out of the 5 exam tests, which is similar to, I believe, My Hero Academia. Deku had the same exact problem and shit like that. But when it comes time for him to do something he can do, he does it very well, and he kicked that dude's ass like no tomorrow. So hopefully that gets him some recognition in the future, and the Magic Knights pick him, which, I mean, come on, you think... Anyway, let's not get into spoilers, even though I'm pretty sure anybody with a brain would know something's gonna happen. But yeah, very good episode. Let me know what you guys think about it though. What do you think about the introduction to the captains of the Magic Knights? Which one was the coolest one that you liked so far? What do you think about Asta kicking ass? Did Asta's voice really annoy you yet again in this episode? I'm like... Good morning to everyone except the voice actor for Asta and Black Clover. Fuck that dude. Or the director that's telling him to sound like that, because Jesus Christ. Season 2, they better stop this shit. And your overall thoughts of Black Clover up to episode 4. Again, episode 4, great improvement over the prior 3 episodes, which I didn't quickly, let me just throw this in there. Oh my gosh, the original Emperor Wizard or whatever, like... That was just straight up like Minato versus Kurama flashback shit. I was like, my gosh, Yuki Tabata, what the fuck? But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk my Facebook to get more. When the video ends, I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, bam! Have an awesome day.